Hello everyone. Today, in this moment, I would like to deliver to all of you the result of my answer to the 7th question of case study, the Tylenol murders. But before we going through, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Abel Gore Fernandez and you can call me Abel. So let's move to the first question. What might have been the consequences if Johnson & Johnson had decided to talk out the first report of Tylenol-related death and not recall the product? So the consequences could have been catastrophic. It would severely damage to the company credibility and reputation, significantly losing consumer trust and loyalty. Consumer will lose trust in the Tylenol brand and Johnson & Johnson product, leading to the significant decline in sales and market share. In addition, it could have put more lives at risk, resulting in potential legal liabilities and long-term brand damage. Second, what other public relation option did Johnson & Johnson have in responding the first round of the Tylenol murders? Apart from recalling the product, Johnson & Johnson had other public relation options, such as conducting an internal investigation to identify the source of tampering. Second, collaborating closely with the law enforcement to catch the perpetrator. Third, issuing public advisories and warning through various media channels. Fourth, offering free product replacement or refund to the customer. And the last, temporary suspending production and distribution until the issue was resolved. So by taking this action, the company have demonstrated their commitment to the consumer safety and regaining public trust during the highly challenging situation. Question number 3. Do you think the company made wise decision by reintroducing extra strength Tylenol? Yes, reintroducing extra strength Tylenol with the new tamper-resistant packaging was a wise decision by Johnson & Johnson. It demonstrated the company commitment to restoring customer trust and ensuring product safety. The bold move, coupled with an effective media campaign, helped Tylenol regain a remarkable 95% of market share, showcasing the resilience of the brand and the company crisis management strategy. Question number 4. In light of the response of other companies not to move precipitously when faced a crisis, do you think Johnson & Johnson should have acted so quickly to remove the Tylenol product when the second round of Tylenol murder occurred in 1986? So in my opinion, when the second round of the Tylenol murders occurred, Johnson & Johnson's swift decision to withdraw all over-the-counter medication capsule was a wise move. Considering the devastating impact of the previous crisis and the potential risk of the public safety, acting quickly and decisively was a responsible course of action. While some companies might have hesitated, Johnson & Johnson proactive approach prioritized customer well-being and reduced further harm. Question number 5. What specific lesson can be derived from the way in which Johnson & Johnson handled the public relation aspect of these tragedies? So, by these tragedies, there are 3 lessons that I can take. The first one, transparent and open communication with the public and media. So, by this open and transparent communication, it helped maintain credibility and trust during the crisis. Second, acknowledge of the problem and correcting misinformation. The acknowledgement of the problem and willingness to set the record straight demonstrated accountability and help maintain transparency. And the last, taking decisive action. Even if it involved significant costs, Johnson & Johnson made a decision to reintroduce Tylenol with the new tamper-resistant packaging. This decisive action, supported by a comprehensive media campaign, it demonstrated that the company commitment to the addressing the crisis head-on and rebuilding customer trust, regardless of the expense involved. Question number 6. What was the media environment when the Tylenol crisis occurred, and how might the result have different if the crisis occurred today? So, during the Tylenol crisis, the media landscape was primarily dominated by traditional channels like television, newspaper, and radio. In today's digital age, with the proliferation of social media and instant news sharing, the crisis could have unfolded differently. While the principal transparency and prompt communication would remain crucial, Johnson & Johnson would likely need to leverage multiple digital platforms to disseminate information, address concern, and counter misinformation more rapidly. And the last question, see what information Johnson & Johnson offer for the customer on the Tylenol website. And then follow the link to the care cards, host call, and VIP section. How do this section demonstrate Johnson & Johnson concern for the customer, and how do you think Johnson & Johnson would use this website to communicate with the public if new healthcare surface? The Tylenol demonstrates Johnson & Johnson ongoing commitment to the customer care and safety. The care cards, host call, and VIP section provide educational resources, product information, and address customer concern. And in the event of the new health scares, the company could leverage this website to communicate update, recall information, and safety guideline transparent and effective to the customer. So that's all about the result of my answer to the 7 questions of the case study, the Tylenol murders. I hope all of you can get insight. Thank you for your attention. See you.